Feeling hurt is a common feeling in human relationships. Maybe someone said something to you or acted in a certain way, or maybe it's their failure to step up and be there for you that made you feel hurt. To be able to effectively deal with hurt feelings and overcome them, first, it is very important to understand that all negative and uncomfortable emotions have some higher purpose. They are there to serve us in some form, not to harm us. I like to call them emotional indicators. The purpose of these emotional indicators is to direct our attention towards something that requires some action and some change. Even though it might apparently be painful and discomforting, the core intent behind negative emotions is overall positive. These emotional indicators are there to drive us to make some beneficial changes either in our lives or our mindset and behavior. To be able to take benefit from this and understand what this particular emotion of hurt is trying to tell us, it is important that we keep a curious and open-minded attitude and avoid indulging too much into any stubborn, self-pitiful, blaming kind of behaviors that might make us feel victimized and get us into a disempowering state of mind. Such a state of mind is never productive and only causes more pain. Take this as an example. When we get a cut on our finger, our body produces pain signals to bring that cut into our conscious attention so that we do something about it. If we were to take a stubborn approach and not pay attention to it, or on the other end of the spectrum, we just keep sitting there feeling sorry about it, it won't benefit us and might in fact get worse. The most productive and sensible approach would be to first acknowledge that it is there and then do something to heal it. Maybe you might want to visit a doctor if needed. You might also want to take the cause into consideration so that you learn a lesson and avoid getting cut the next time. If you want to know more about self-healing, check out my video on how to heal yourself. I will leave the link in the description. So what exactly is the feeling of hurt indicating? Feelings of hurt comes from a sense of loss. A loss of something we might have expected from a person consciously or unconsciously. It can be a loss of trust, loss of closeness, loss of rapport and connection, loss of respect, varying from situation to situation. This feeling of hurt indicates that the expectations we had from someone have not been fulfilled. We trusted someone by unconsciously expecting them to be a certain way, but what they did was against what we expected. We respected someone, and that person didn't meet the standards we expected from them in our minds. We expected to have a deep connection with someone, and that person didn't meet the criteria we have of a deep sense of connection. We felt close to someone, but then they did something that did not match our mindset, and now we feel distant from them. All these kinds of feelings indicate some sense of loss. So identify what expectations you had of the other person that they were not able to meet. What sense of loss are you having? This feeling of hurt might be an indication for you that you must shift the way you are processing and perceiving that person's actions, or else you will keep on feeling hurt and disappointed. Maybe it is an indication that you have to be more flexible in your expectations and be more open if things don't go your way. Or maybe it's just an indication that you must keep some distance and maintain healthy boundaries. Now, what should you do to overcome these hurt feelings? The very first thing is to get a hold of reality. Notice that the sense of loss you might be having, it is just that, a sense. In reality, you might not be losing anything, and the person might not be aware that their actions caused you to feel hurt. Let's do a small exercise. You may close your eyes and dissociate from yourself for a moment. Imagine stepping outside from your body, and then gradually stepping into the body of the other person, and view the situation from their perspective. See from their eyes, hear from their ears, feel from that person's body, and think with their brain. Notice that maybe that person does not really intend to hurt you, but gets caught up in circumstances or thoughts, and that is why they act and behave that way. You might notice that what you were assuming is not the actual matter at all. Maybe the reality is totally different than what you have been perceiving, and it's totally okay to accept that. We as humans often get stuck in our own world of thoughts. Stepping outside of ourselves and dissociating helps us see things from other perspectives and realize other possible realities. This in turn adds on to our wisdom and understanding of things. The second step to overcome hurt feelings is to communicate. Settle down, relax, and pick a good time to talk to that person. A time when they're also relaxed and free to talk. Tell that person what you feel in a soft, wise, and elegant way. Have the patience to listen to their response and be open to respecting their perspective. Don't expect an apology or you'll get hurt again. Instead, set an intention to understand the other person's perspective, resolve the conflict, and clear the air between you two. Remember, you are doing this to let go of the hurt feelings and move on, not to fight over who is right and who is wrong. To conclude, processing our thoughts and emotions in a positive and empowering way empowers us to make better choices and move on with our lives. It becomes easier for us to see things more clearly, analyze the situation, and come to harmony with our emotions. When we operate from a heightened sense of consciousness and self-awareness, we are able to find solutions and solace in the midst of challenges. That is why it is so important to approach our problems and challenges with curiosity.